Good afternoon. My name is Igor Burgos Maron. I'm the Associate Student President, and now I will lead you with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing until after the national theme that will be sung to you by Ileana Ortiz, soloist of the Mesa College Vocal Ensemble. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in them, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
Good afternoon and welcome, and you may be seated. Good afternoon. Members of the Board of Trustees, Chancellor Carroll, faculty, staff, distinguished guests, graduates, family, and friends, it is my great honor to welcome you to the San Diego Mesa College Commencement Exercises of 2016. Every aspect of our ceremony this afternoon honors you and your achievements. Every detail of this ceremony makes you part of an academic tradition that dates back almost 1,000 years, and we hope you enjoy it. It's my pleasure now to introduce you to the members of our stage party. They will stand as I call their names and remain standing. I ask that the audience hold their applause until everyone has been introduced. The first individuals are the members of the San Diego Community College District Board of Trustees. They provide leadership for all of the colleges in continuing education in the district, and they have provided extraordinary support for Mesa College. Starting on my far right, our student trustee, Igor Burgos Maron. Trustee Bernie Reinerson, Trustee and Executive Vice President Peter Zicci, Trustee Rich Grosh, Dr. Constance Carroll, our Chancellor, Tim McGrath, Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Ashanti Hands, Vice President of Student Services, Rochelle Agatha, Vice President of Administrative Services, Arts Educator Rory Pullins, Mesa College's Distinguished Alumnus for 2016, Young Yi Yao, the 2016 Student Speaker, Rob Fremlin, Professor of Chemistry and President of the Academic Senate, and Trina Larson, President of the Mesa College Classified Staff. Also joining us today are important guests who join us from our district office. Dr. Stephanie Bolger, Vice Chancellor of Instructional Services and Planning, Christopher Manis, Vice Chancellor of Facilities Management, Will Serbrook, Vice Chancellor for Human Resources, Jack Beresford, the Director of Communications and Public Relations, and who will undoubtedly be live tweeting us, and Margaret Lamb, Executive Assistant to the Chancellor. We also have a member of our college foundation here, Jeremy Sanders, and also the wife of our distinguished alumnus, Rory Pullins, Juanita Pullins, and Rory's parents, Gaylord and Velma Brown. A very important group of people join me in welcoming you all here today, and I would like to ask them to stand. The faculty and administrators of Mesa College. The faculty, staff, and administrators of the college are accomplished in their own fields and have helped you reach your academic goals. They've dedicated their careers to creating rich learning environments where you have found new ideas, discovered your passion, and now encouraged you to move on to the next step. Join me in acknowledging the impact they've had on your lives in one more round of applause. The next portion of our program is my favorite part because we get to talk about you. And to share more about this year's graduates, the class of 2016, I would like to introduce Vice President of Student Services, Dr. Ashanti Hands.
Good afternoon. Today, as of this commencement, Mesa College will have awarded a total of 53,318 total degrees and certificates. Yes. That marks a milestone for Mesa. More than 1,020 degrees and certificates have been awarded each year since our first graduating class. Mesa College's 52nd graduating class is comprised of 1,909 students and will be awarding 1,610 academic degrees and 368 certificates. That's a 19% increase in degrees and awards since last year. 297 of our students are graduating with 2 or more degrees. In each graduating class, some students are valedictorians, having achieved that rare and perfect grade point average of 4.0, an academic record of straight A's. 29 students receiving associate degrees fall into this category. 12 of them are here with us today. Please stand as I call your name. Ryan Crane, Megan Ayer, Christopher Fernandez, Andres Gomez, Jessica Hoffman, Carissa Flores, Jennifer Keenan, Brianne Kinney, Kevin Lorenzo, Tui Luong, Cameron Struck, and Irene Turner. Congratulations. You may be seated. An additional 33 certificate degree holders are graduating with highest honors of a perfect 4.0. Would all of you please rise and be recognized? Those would be our certificate degree holders with a perfect 4.0. Congratulations. In addition to our blue-robed valedictorians, other students are wearing special cords. The cords identify those graduates that are graduating with honors, which mean a grade point average of 3.5 or above. This year, 335 of the associate degree graduates have earned honors. They are wearing gold cords. 186 of the certificate students have also earned honors, as you can tell by their white cords. That is a total of 521 students who are graduating with honors. Will all of our valedictorians, honors graduates, and members of our honors program, Phi Theta Kappa, and Psi Beta honor societies please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You can be seated. Community colleges are considered an important step in higher education for many reasons, but chief among them is our focus on increasing access, equity, and success in higher education for all Californians and their families. This great tradition is evidenced today by the great diversity represented by this graduating class. From Evangeline Patrician, who at age 18 graduates with a 3.5, to Donna Marie Benson, who is 75 years old. I would also like to recognize those in the class of 2016 who participated in the Associate Student Government process at San Diego Mesa College. Please join me in recognizing Igor Burgos Moron and all of our student leaders and senators for their service to students and governance at Mesa College. We are proud to recognize our graduates who have served our country. I am proud to say that among the graduates here today, we have all branches of the military represented: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, including active duty servicemen and women and reservists. 25 graduates are veterans of war, and 44 students also identify themselves as military dependents. Will all of our military graduates, dependents, and guests and their families please rise? Thank you for serving our country and for allowing us to serve you. 28 students belong to our cohort of international students. 14 of them, or 50% of our international students, are graduating with honors. They represent 13 countries, including Bosnia, Brazil, China, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Korea, Libya, Malaysia, New Zealand, Spain, Sweden, Syria, Taiwan, and Vietnam. Will our international students please rise and be recognized? Thank you. We always like to recognize our graduates for whom commencement is a family affair. This year, we have a set of siblings, Naja Ahmed and Miriam Ahmed, and a set of cousins, Blanca Eniguia and Mariana Meneses. Husband and wife, Aurelius and Amy Burton. Delaney Doer is graduating with her mom, Helen Doer. And Mary I. Toasty is graduating with her son, Raphael Toasty. We also like to recognize graduates who are a part of the Mesa and San Diego Community College District family. The parent-child graduates I just mentioned, Delaney Doer and Helen Doer, both work in the Mesa cafeteria, and commencement is really a family affair for the Toasties. Graduate Mary I. Toasty works in the Math and Science department, while her mom, Mary Sr., works in the library. Mary I.'s son, Raphael, also graduates today. Graduate Arabella Bardakjian, father-in-law, Mark Hertica, works at Miramar. Marianne Einstein's father, Ken, works at City, while her mother, Pressy, works at Miramar. And Virginia Longfellow's father and brother, Thomas and Thomas Jr., work at Miramar and Mesa. Now, I would like to recognize a very special group of students often referred to as first-generation students. They are the first member of their family to attend college and earn a degree. If you are a first person in your family to receive a college degree, please stand. Congratulations. Congratulations to each of you for your achievement. Every single graduate should be proud of the significant things you have accomplished at San Diego Mesa College. Now that our audience has met our graduates, I'm proud to introduce to you the next set of our speakers, Rich Grosch, member of our Board of Trustees, who will be followed by Chancellor Constance Carroll.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the San Diego Community College District, I want to congratulate the loud, the proud, the great class of 2016. The Board of Trustees governs and is responsible for making sure that the San Diego Community College District provides accessible, high-quality learning experiences to meet the educational needs of the San Diego community. We have a fiduciary role in making sure that the district maintains a balanced budget and makes prudent financial decisions on behalf of the voters, faculty, staff, and students that we represent and then trust us with that responsibility. This board also has major responsibilities, and in conjunction with the outstanding chancellor, faculty, and staff, had led the district to become one of the preeminent districts in the country. Our district leads the nation in sustainable construction while still maintaining the highest bond rating for a community college district in the state. Because of this board and the exceptional leadership of this district, we are transforming every campus into one of the finest facilities in the nation. And because of our expedited building program, we have completed 63 new buildings, many of those on this campus. And despite the worst economic climate this state and this country has experienced since the Great Depression, we still maintained our core classes, preserved our contract faculty and staff, and continued to strive to support diversity and equity with our students and staff. I'm happy to say that we have emerged from the tumultuous economic climate. We are hiring additional faculty and staff and beginning to offer more class sections, intersession, and summer school so that you, our students, can realize your educational and occupational goals. You are being congratulated today because you have worked hard to attain success and to get your certificate or degree. In today's world, how significant is that achievement? Studies have shown that a person with an AA degree can expect, depending on profession, to make an average of almost $1.6 million more than someone with a high school diploma, over $400,000 more. Students who earn a California community college degree or certificate nearly double their earnings within 3 years. The small gifted minority, school might have come easy for you. For the rest of you, it was an uphill grind. You sacrificed both time and treasure to ensure that you would walk across this stage today. Many of you had to work full time and take classes when you had time or money. Many of you had to fight just to get the classes to graduate. Mesa College is the largest campus in the San Diego Community College District and boasts the largest faculty and staff. It has a larger student population than many districts in California and has the most transfers to four-year institutions of any of the district's campuses. There's a reason for that. It is widely acclaimed for its innovative programs and student support. The reason it's so highly regarded is because of the outstanding administration, faculty, and staff, and their tremendous work and dedication. One student told me that he felt that the faculty cared as much about him graduating as he did, and I couldn't agree with him more. Let's give it up for the... And there's another group in attendance today that also had it tough. That group is the family and friends that had to put up with you in order for you to support you in your endeavors. And now, after you receive your degrees and certificates, you will ultimately be either continuing your education or going out in the workforce again, more work. An important thing to remember is that this achievement we are celebrating today is the sum of many individual decisions, choices you have made. I challenge you not to rest on your laurels, but to continue to strive towards even loftier goals and keep making those right choices. Enjoy this moment in your life, Thank you, congratulations, and good luck in the future.
Thank you, Trustee Grosch. And now it's my very great pleasure to introduce the previous president of Mesa College and now the People's Chancellor, Dr. Constance Carroll.
Well, good afternoon, class of 2016. It's a pleasure to join you this afternoon on behalf of the San Diego Community College District. Our district includes over 100,000 students at Mesa College, City, Miramar College, and continuing education. And Mesa College is the largest college in our district, one of the largest colleges in California, one of the largest community colleges in the nation. But what stands out is the effort by everyone at the college to stop and make the college experience as personal for all of you students as possible. We're all here to honor you, along with your families and friends and other loved ones, along with your beloved faculty and everyone who have been acknowledged and thanked. But there's one person who has not been thanked and should be, and that is your nationally respected, selfie-taking, wonderfully witty, dedicated president of San Diego Mesa College, and that is the great Dr. Pam Luster. And today, you are all now part of a great tradition in higher education. You're following many successful students at Mesa College, and if you could see yourselves now as I see you, in your medieval robes, and your mortarboards, and which are medieval caps, you would see that you do look extraordinarily wonderful. And tell me if you agree that you are definitely the best-looking graduating class in San Diego. Not the most modest group of students, but the best-looking. With this commencement, the San Diego Community College District demonstrates its support to our community. You are now part of the 3,609 students district-wide who are receiving associate degrees and associate degrees. And you are part of the 6,477 students who are receiving career and technical certificates of achievement. We, the board and I, are proud that our 3 great colleges in continuing education are graduating a total of 10,086 students in the great class of 2016, and that's the largest number of student graduates in the history of our district. Let me place your achievement in a broader context. There is an annual report, which you can find easily on the internet, that takes the world's total population of 7.3 billion people and presents it as if it were a village of 100 people. Here is what the village would look like today. The village would have 61 Asians, 13 Africans, 12 Europeans, 9 Latin Americans, and 5 people in the village would come from the United States and Canada. 33 would be Christian, 67 would be non-Christian, predominantly Muslim. 80 members of the village would live in substandard housing. Only 26 would have electricity and running water. And 1 person in the village, only 1 person in the village, would have a college education. And that is where you fit into this picture. You are that 1 person in the village, and that makes you part of the top 1% of achievers educationally in the entire world. Okay. Becoming a college graduate is a remarkable achievement. By completing your educational goals, you have not only forever changed your own lives, but you've changed the lives and future of your entire family. You've improved the economic condition of our community, and you have become part of the national effort to bring America back to its former role as having the best educated and largest educated population in the world. We wish you success in your future studies and careers, and we hope that you will always remember Mesa College as your alma mater, as the place, as the wonderful collegium that gave you your start, and that you will always value the importance of education in your lives. Class of 2016, congratulations.
Well, one of the things that I enjoy most about my job, which, by the way, is the best job in the world. You want to talk to me later? Happy to help you become a college president. Let me just tell you, standing up here right now, other than the first day of the semester, my very favorite day of the year. It is incredible to see all of you sitting out here right now. And I love talking to you on campus, learning about you, which I get to do at events and ceremonies and just walking around or zipping around in my cart. Every now and then I'll yell, "Look up," because you're looking at your phone and I'm about to run you down, and that wouldn't be good for either one of us. And you, more than any class, have really achieved many firsts. One of the things that we're going to talk a little bit about today, and you'll see part of a presentation later, is about superheroes. Superheroes are the hottest thing in film today, but I can tell you this, you are the superheroes of Mesa College. You can applaud yourselves. Here are some things I'm proud of. I'm proud of our students Carissa James Flores and Tintam Fantram, who were named the All-California Academic Team First Team, some of the top community college students in the state. I'm also proud that this year we added an additional 28 new faculty members. Many of them are here today to help them celebrate. If you're a new faculty member that started this year, will you please stand? Thank you. Looking good. Okay. In the fall of 2015, we welcomed our first freshman class for the Bachelor of Science in Health Information Management. This coming fall, we will offer our first upper division courses at a community college in California. I know for several of you graduating today, you hope to enter as juniors this fall, and we wish you the best of luck. While we cannot recognize each and every one of your personal achievements, I want to tell you what makes you a little bit different and stand out. And not just what we achieved, but the journey, the hardships, and endurance it took to achieve. In the stories that you shared for commencement registration, you told us of your struggles of being an older adult, trying to juggle being a single mom or dad holding down several jobs, being homeless, hungry, dealing with illness, escaping from gangs and drugs, being recently divorced, being depressed and scared, and how hard classes were when English was your second language. But you also told us of your determination, your resolve to complete your education, no matter how many years it took, of how the DREAM Act gave you hope, of the professors and staff who inspired you and gave you the help you needed, and of the friends, staff, faculty, family who supported you along the way. How programs such as EOPS, STAR, DSPS, and our Veterans Resource Center gave you a place to go and occasionally a bite to eat. There are so many stories to tell and so many experiences we've shared. Here's just a few things I know about you, class of 2016, and what we learned in our time together. While we build new facilities and transform the campus into the shining star of learning it can be, it took patience to find parking and classes as construction fences went up and you came back the next semester, the walking path had been changed and you followed along the blue wall to try to find your classes. You were the first class to get to use our fabulous new equipment in the Exercise Science Center, a long overdue facility for our athletes, coaches, trainers, and physical education students. And of course, I have to give a shout out to our vets, because the Mesa VRC has now helped us become the place, the college for veterans. Our Olympians played with skill and sportsmanship on 21 men's and women's athletic teams, winning state and national honors, playoff appearances, individual championships, and 6 Pacific Coast Athletic Conference titles. A big shout out to our water polo team, which took the state championship for the first time this year. From our associated student leaders, I witnessed advocacy with intelligence and passion on behalf of all of you. We applauded our amazing dancers, actors, singers, and musicians, experienced a fantastic fashion show, competed in forensics competitions in Vienna, sampled your culinary skills, supported and celebrated our student artists at exhibits and sales. You learned how to care for animals, X-ray bicuspids, prepare and serve exquisite food, design a website, titrate chemicals. Now you better all cheer for this one or my math department's going to be very upset. Solve equations. There we go, good. Okay, this is for English. Write a cohesive sentence. Paragraph, then full paper. Give a speech. Become a good citizen, learn about yourselves, society, and the world, play and compose music, write and act in a play, express yourself on canvas, and we hope through all of this you've found your passion and know where you're headed next. You've completed clinical practices at some of the finest health facilities in the San Diego area: Palomar Health, Scripps, Sharp, UCSD, and even Donovan State Prison. You have participated in an amazing variety of philanthropic activities serving the community, from giving blood, cleaning Tecolote Canyon, working for Habitat for Humanity, to feeding homeless students, to making strides for AIDS and cancer, to numerous community fundraisers and more. Your volunteer service learning projects were far-reaching and amazing. Congratulations on those. And now it is my distinct privilege to introduce you to our 2016 Distinguished Alumnus, Arts Educator Extraordinary, Rory Pullins. You can clap. Can't tell who Rory is, huh? Rory grew up in Southeast San Diego. His parents, who are here with us tonight, still live there. He graduated from Crawford High School and then came to Mesa, where he says he received the foundation for his diverse career in education. After receiving degrees from Loma Linda University, Rory spent nearly 20 years as an arts teacher and administrator, including being the administrator of the prestigious Denver School of the Arts and the renowned Duke Ellington School of the Arts in Washington, D.C. Today, he is the Executive Director of Arts Education for the Los Angeles Unified School District, the largest public school system in the country. His Hollywood entertainment credits include impressive film and television productions, working in production, scripting, and editing for Hollywood Shuffle, The High Heartbeats, casting director Jackie Brown, The Jackson miniseries, Waiting to Excel, Lou Diamond Phillips, James Edward Olmos in Stand and Deliver, and Ron Glass and Desmond Wilson on HBO's The New Odd Couple, NBC's A Different World. And let me name drop some of the stars he's worked with at Duke Ellington, including the likes of Sting, Paul Simon, Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder, Earth, Wind & Fire, and more. But the biggest credit he attributes is to his education and how it transformed his life and career. Let's hear from him now, Rory Pullins.
Those of us in the house today Let's show some love for the class of 2016. Dr. Luster, esteemed faculty and staff of Mesa College, distinguished guests, family, friends, and most importantly of all, the class of 2016, today is your day. Now, no one has to tell you that you look good, but class of 2016, can somebody shout, "We've made it this far"? All right, come on now. I like this group already. You know, it seemed like just yesterday that I graduated from Mesa College, but things have changed just a bit. I think the total student population was about the size of the graduating class. I was remarking that no building at Mesa College was above 1 story when I was there. But the cafeteria was still the center of the campus, and amazing things always happened in the cafeteria. No, not the food, but that's where you would meet people. And I was fortunate enough, while I was at Mesa College, to have met my wife, now of 32 years, Juanita. Who knew what would happen at Mesa College? This young African-American student from Southeast San Diego, who knew I wanted to do something unique and special in arts and entertainment, but I didn't know exactly how I was going to get there and who was going to guide me. After graduating from Crawford High School, I paused and considered my educational options, and it just made sense to begin at Mesa College. You know, while I was at Mesa, I was a journalism student. I focused in journalism, and I wrote stories about school life, about opportunities for students, and about what the administration should do to make the campus look more than just an oversized high school campus, that facilities should be a #1 priority for who was ever running this institution. I wrote some pretty scorching stories about how we weren't progressing fast enough at Mesa College. They didn't get great reviews by some of the administration, but decades later, by looking at this class, by taking a look at the fine facility and the growth of Mesa College, somebody listened, somebody heard, somebody stopped, paused, and made a difference. You know, I had a teacher in journalism. My last semester, he was reviewing one of my stories. And he said, "You know, Rory, you're a good writer. You're going to do well. But look at this sentence right here. If I might, I'm going to offer you this one piece of advice. Don't forget the commas. Don't forget the commas." You know, a comma is small, but it's critically important. An important pause that allows sentence segments to be connected in a more meaningful way. Don't forget the comma. As a life metaphor, I think I finally understand. Today is not the end of your journey of wherever you want to go. It's simply one segment. But don't forget to pause and reflect just a bit on what your Mesa College segment means. For me, this segment at Mesa College became the foundation to earning a bachelor's degree in film and media, and 2 master's degrees in communication and education administration. Who would have figured that Mesa College and the education I received here afforded me the opportunity to run the Duke Ellington School of the Arts in Washington, D.C., and become such good friends with President Barack Obama and his wife, Michelle, that I would hang out in the residence of the White House on regular occasion. Who would have imagined that because I started at Mesa College, that I was sitting in a room yesterday in Santa Monica at Bad Robot Productions with J.J. Abrams, the director of Star Wars, and George Lucas, the originator of Star Wars, to talk about how to further grow the film component in the Los Angeles Unified School District. Who would have imagined? Who would have imagined that I would be sitting in the living room of Sting in New York City, hanging out in the studio with Stevie Wonder on regular occasions. And when I would say, Stevie, I need you to sing a song at this event I'm coordinating, he would say, of course, I would do that for you. And all of that started right here at Mesa College. But you know something? You didn't come here today to listen to some old guy, I mean distinguished alumnus talk about the past. I just want to remind you, don't forget the comma. You know, in theater we say dramatic pause, a moment to absorb your thought, to consider your audience. As the executive director of arts education for the LAUSD, the second largest district in the United States, with over 700,000 students in over 1,100 schools, I am most committed to ensuring that the most underserved students received an opportunity to be transformed by the arts. As you look at your own life success and what you will attain, pause to consider it's not just about you, but how you can help others, how you can give back to your community. It doesn't have to be a big give back. It might just be something in a small way. But again, commas aren't big, but they're also important. Don't forget the comma. You know, in dance, a plie is a transitional step that a dancer does to give them cushion at the beginning of a jump. It gives you power and strength in the choreography. Mesa College may simply be your transitional step, your plie. Some of you might take your own plie before continuing your education. You might join the Peace Corps. You might travel a little bit. You might engage in some entrepreneurial venture to test your limits, or just rest your mind before you make that next big move. But remember, a comma is just a pause. I once saw where this young elementary dancer, trying to learn her craft, attempting to plie, fell down. Her instructor would say, just get up. Success is nothing more than getting up one more time than you fall. Getting up one more time than you fall, because as you have already discovered, there are times when you fall. After I graduated from Mesa College, I took a pause to go visit a friend of mine up in Northern California near UC Davis. My friend Mike was a skydiving instructor, and all my life I had wanted to skydive. So I called Mike up and I said, Mike, I've just graduated from Mesa College. Before I go to the next step in my educational career, I want to do some things in my youthful bucket list. I want to skydive. And he said, well, you know, you just don't come up here and hop in a plane and jump out and say you're a skydiver. You have to take some training. You have to take the time to learn the elements of skydiving. What I'm going to do, Mike said, I'm going to send you the manual. I want you to read the chapters and be prepared, because the time you're coming up here, we will be in our last day of training. And I know you're a bright young man, but I want to make certain that you're prepared. This was before modern technology and smartphones, so he mailed the information to me. And you know something? I was fully intending to read the entire manual of skydiving that Mike sent me. It's kind of like some of your instructors may have said to you, when you come to class next time, read chapters 3 and 4. Because I'm going to jump to chapter 5, but that's the foundation in chapters 3 and 4. And if you were like me, you may have fully intended to read all of chapters 3 and 4. As a matter of fact, that book stared at you. You wanted to read chapters 3 and 4, but there just wasn't all the time. And right before class, you skimmed chapters 3 and 4 just to get an idea of what is in there, so just in case you were asked a question, you would be able to give a halfway intelligent answer. That's what I did with that skydiving manual, and I got up to where Mike was, and the class was in this huge airport hangar. And they had their parachutes in front of them, and they were folding their parachutes. And Mike said, it's about time you got there. Your parachute is right over there. Remember what you read. Start folding your parachute and catch up. And whatever you do, get that right. And I was like, what you talking about? So I sat down and I began to peek over to my colleagues in the class, and I was trying to watch what they were doing. They were folding their parachute in this way, and Mike was giving instructions, and he kept saying, now remember those diagrams that you saw on page 11. And I'm saying, oh. I folded my parachute to the best of my ability. But you know something? I was really more interested in putting on the brown suit that parachute jumpers would wear. I came prepared. I had on black boots. I had on a light brown suit. I had a white scarf and wrapped it around my neck. I put on my goggles. Just like some of you, I looked good. But you know something? I had not paused. I had not taken the time. I was not fully prepared for that jump, and I hadn't been in an airplane that many times to that point in life. And when we got to the altitude that the plane had risen, Mike, who was the pilot of this small plane, got out of the cockpit and walked to the back where 7 of us were sitting. And he said, is everyone ready? And my reply was, Mike, who's like driving the plane? Because you back here. He said, don't worry about it, it's on autopilot. Does everyone remember what to do after you jump out of the plane? And everyone nodded. Yes, we remember, Mike. That was on page 5. Yes, I remember on page 3, they talked about that. I'm like, no, Mike, I don't remember. I had not read, and one by one, when the door opened and the wind began to just gush in, first person jumped out. Mike, remember what to do. Second person jumped out. Don't forget the instructions. Third person jumped out. I know you've got it memorized. Fourth person jumped out, fifth person. Finally, it was me. And Mike said, are you ready? Hell no. Mike said, I know you got this. You've gone to college. I know you read everything, you're prepared, and go. And he pushed me. Mike is no longer my friend. But you know something? Going to the next step in your journey is exhilarating. And when I jumped out of that plane, it was absolutely fantastic. As a matter of fact, for a moment, I forgot all about my anxieties, about my lack of preparation, and I began to do flips. I began to pretend I was Superman. I began to turn around like this, and I began passing all the other people who had jumped out of the plane before me, and they began to point. Pull your cord. Pull your cord for your parachute. And I'm like, oh, the cord. That must have been on one of the pages I did not read. I pulled the cord, and I could feel the power of the parachute unravel. And I looked up. Oh, shoot. My parachute cords were tangled. Everyone else's parachute had opened to this perfectly white mushroom. Mine was a wilted asparagus. And I was going down faster and faster and faster, and I could see the expressions of those in the air. I know that success is getting up one more time and you fall, but I didn't mean for it to be literal. And I began to spiral down faster and faster. I paused that time to pray. And the most amazing thing happened when I least expected it. Even though I was not fully prepared, even though I was not completely ready, a second parachute released itself and opened beautifully into this mushroom. Because when you're a novice diver, they do not leave it to that first parachute being done correctly. And so when you reach a certain speed and altitude, a second parachute would actually open up. Sometimes you pause just to say thanks. You know, in music, a pause is a rest. Sometimes when the music crescendos and there's a grand pause right before that final beat, emphasizing the importance of the composition's end, you pause before you end. And if there is any advice I can impress upon you, it would be class of 2016 of Mesa College. Take time to pause. Take time to say thanks to those who have helped you thus far. The only reason, the main reason why I came back to be at this commencement at Mesa College, because I wanted to pause and say thanks to the fine faculty and staff and administration who allowed me, who worked with me, who supported me to be a success in life. Take time to make that comma to pause and say thank you. Say thank you to your parents. Say thank you to your teachers and instructors. Say thank you to your family. There will be times you'll be saying thank you to complete strangers who come into your life and open doors for you beyond your wildest imagination. In this day of celebration, recognize that you haven't made it this far alone, but with help from others. Life is not a run-on sentence. Take time to give back. It's not just about the money, it's about the passion. Everything else will follow. Take time to succeed. Listen to good counsel. Listen to instruction. Recognize that you cannot take shortcuts to success. Take time to say thank you. Class of 2016, Mesa College, you're going to be just fine, I can tell. But if I can offer you just one small word of advice, it would simply be this: don't forget the comma.
We want to thank Rory for being here today, and this is your official 2016 Distinguished Alumnus Award. Congratulations.
That's what I'm talking about, right there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. There you go. Thanks so much. Next, I'd like to bring up Vice President of Instruction Tim McGrath to introduce our student speaker.
Graduation ceremonies are at their heart all about graduates. Today we celebrate the accomplishments and achievements of you, our students, at an important milestone in your lives. Hello, my name is Tim McGrath, and I'm the Vice President of Instruction at San Diego Mesa College. And it's my honor to introduce the 2016 Student Commencement Speaker, Young Jiao. It's been said that college isn't about conforming to stereotypes, it's about breaking them. As many of you have discovered, around every corner was another opportunity that altered your entire experience. That type of a consistent ability for change is exactly what makes your college experience so extraordinary. It also what makes attending college a life-changing experience that lays the foundation for the rest of your lives. Your student speaker immigrated to America with her mom just a few years ago, so she could pursue an education here in America. Today, even though English is her second language, she graduated with a GPA of 3.4, and Mesa has been a life-changing experience for her. Encouraged by her mom, her mentors, her professors, Young has fought through barriers to emerge as a young woman with power and plans. Please help me welcome your student speaker, Young Jiao, the class of 2016 speaker.
Thank you, Vice President McGrath, President Lancer, distinguished speakers, fellow classmates and guests. It's a great honor to represent the class of 2016. Recently, my Aunt Hui called me from China. She said, "Yang, when you gonna come back? I found a good guy for you. Good for marriage." You see, my aunt has been very worried about me. She thinks I'm too old to go to school and I should be married as soon as possible. But I don't agree with her. This argument between us has roots in the place where I come from. 3 years ago, I immigrated from the small city called Xuzhou in China, where people are very traditional, where they expect women to be married and have a baby before they are 25. 2 days from now, I will be 25. I did not get married, and I do not have children. So you can say, I failed at being a traditional Chinese woman. But instead, I choose to succeed in higher education. I choose to succeed at Mesa College. This is what I want. Many of you have different sources of motivation for pursuing higher education. For me, my motivation comes from the great influence and support from my mom. My first name is Yang. In Chinese, this means the ocean. She named me that because she hoped that one day I would go across the ocean to study here in America. She's a single mom who worked very hard, who endured the death of my father when I was only 8, and still continued to raise me by herself. Unlike my aunt, she continually encouraged me to achieve academic success and told me, knowledge is power. So I decided to focus on my academics. No matter what kind of motivation you have, don't forget what you are trying to achieve. Look around. Go ahead, look around you. Every person here has persevered through some kind of obstacle to be here today. For me, it was cultural values, language barriers, income, and being the first in my family to attend college. I was confused at the beginning of college. But as I kept challenging myself to get more involved on campus, I've been able to maintain high grades. I've been improving my communication skills, interpersonal skills, and leadership capabilities by serving as a tutor and a teaching assistant. I set big goals myself, and step by step, I was able to achieve them. And graduates, you have also accomplished great things. Every person has his or her personal story in their journey at Mensa. In each of our stories, we found what we like and what we want to become. Even though sometimes this goes against other people's expectations and judgments. As we keep trying to achieve our goals, we can't forget that along the way, there are a lot of people who helped us, supported us, and loved us. Every step on my way, I got support. I came across the ocean, but I was never alone. I want to say thank you to my mentor, my psychology professor, Ian Vialta. My counselor in EOPS, Brian Woozy. All my professors, classmates, friends, honor club members, Sabita family, EOPS department, my family members, Robert, Wen, and Elaine. Thank you, all of you. Graduates, take a moment to stand. Go ahead, stand up. Please join me applauding for our professors. Cheer for our family and friends who have come to celebrate with us. And thank Mesa College for giving us the resources to succeed. Thank you. Please have a seat. In China, it is not traditional to say thank you or I love you to the family. So I also want to say something to my mom. Mom, could you stand up? You always support me, love me, and do everything for me. I want to say something to you I always want to say, but I have never said before. I love you, Mom, and thank you for everything. Thanks. One last thing. The American media calls people in my age group millennials. Some say we are slackers. But I say differently. During my time at Mesa, I saw the single mother who worked full-time and attended school full-time. That person is no slacker. I saw the disabled veteran who worked very hard at school and rode his wheelchair across the parking lot to be in class every day. That person is no slacker. I saw many of you coming from different countries, backgrounds, ethnicities, struggling with the huge differences here, but still study very hard for your academics. You are not slackers. You are here at the commencement, a celebration of your success. I'm proud of you. I'm inspired by you. I'm honored to be one of you. Congratulations to you, my fellow classmates, the class of 2016. God bless you.
Today, we have a very special video tribute to the class of 2016. If you've gone to the movies lately, you cannot help but notice that it's all about superheroes, Batman versus Superman, to Captain America's Civil War, to the X-Men Apocalypse that opens next week. And maybe after you're done with finals, you could actually go to a movie. I might see you there. No one can escape from the superhero hype, and we at Mesa are no exception. So I gave a challenge to our student filmmaker, Esteban Spielberg Flores. I asked him to capture Mesa's students' superhero experience and journey through the college. And I wanted to set it to the live musical performance of American Fanfare by John Wasson, conducted by Professor James Romeo. Let's take a look. All right. So I would like to thank our superheroes, Stephen Adegoke, who literally just set the land speed record from Antelope Valley College while he was competing in the semifinals to the state track and field championships. Manuel Gonzalez. Minette Lizarraga. Juan Ortiz Romero. And Min Sung Young, and our supporting actors and actresses. Thank you, superheroes. I would also like to thank Esteban Flores. Who's here with this camera, filming the whole thing. Esteban, fantastic job. Thank you so much. And thank you all of you for indulging us in this fun activity. They've been filming this for weeks, and it's just been a wonderful experience. So thank you, superheroes. All right. You're good. They're also graduating with you today. Okay, I'm not even going to ask you if that was awesome because I just think it was awesome. So wasn't that awesome? Yeah. Okay. There's one more thing I'd like to do before we introduce the next speaker and get moving along with getting you some degrees and certificates. But I want you to know that I would like to recognize and thank the Mesa College Concert Band. And in particular, Professor and Conductor James Romeo. For more than, stay standing, James, nice try. For more than 20 years, Professor James Romeo has conducted the band at our commencement exercises, adding a touch of class to this important occasion. It's my personal honor to recognize his contributions to Mesa College, to our students, and to our commencement exercises. Professor Romeo will be retiring this year, and so as we say farewell with thanks and appreciation for his dedication, talent, and years of service to you, thank you, James.